Hi guys, welcome back to Into the Light, a different life story, my show on YouTube and as a podcast with me, your host, Stefan Neff. Another fantastic day for an interview. And today I've got Dr. Angela Wilson with me. And today is going to be a bit of an journey. That is probably best how to describe it. A journey into a realm of our brain, a part of our brain where we normally never really think about it. In fact, that is the big part of the brain that drives us to do those things that we do, either tremendously good things or not so nice things that we are not so proud of. So there is the saying that our actions are driven by our emotions, but what drives actually the emotions? Where does that all come from? So today we're going to explore that beautiful, beautiful part of our journey and see what we can do to actually address that. So Angela, fantastic to have you on my show. This is such an important talk today because we are exploring the deepest inner driving forces of ourselves. So welcome to my show.
It's my pleasure to be here and serve the audience and help them to really lift in their life quality through liberty in mind present. Use the mind power they have, but most of them do not know it's there.
Indeed. And I think that is so important, isn't it? We are slaves to our black box up there, and very few of us in our lifetime actually explore what is happening there. We are consumed by so many superficial things out there, from work to social media to whatever it is. We don't take the time to actually say, why did I actually behave like that? Either be a hero on the battlefield or be an absolute idiot snorting every drug you can possibly get into you. What drives us? And that is a big question. Now, Angela, you didn't wake up one day when you were 6 years old and said, I know, Mommy, Daddy, I will now become mind power magic queen. I will be an influencer. I will tell the world how it works. That didn't happen, did it? So as a child, what did you do? What did you want to become when you were growing up?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. My father asked me that question, and I thought my idea was so fascinating, and my father definitely feel proud of me. So I told him, whispered to his ear. I said, I want to be the construction worker. I want to be the
Oh, excellent.
Covered plumber, and build the bricks. He was so angry, pissed off.
Okay, so plumbing and construction are not good in your family. We've figured that out.
Yeah, but point is, I actually see their job is fascinating because I was running, on the construction area. I saw all these workers, they put a brick together, then a house coming. Actually, what I want to do actually is architecture. But I didn't know the words because I didn't see the architecture. I only see the plumber, brick builder, cabins, and in the hierarchy in the old time, you how doctors' children want to be that one, Parents got so angry with me. And other brothers, sisters, they said that they want to be a doctor, they want to be a singer, they want to be an interpreter, whatever,
So that obviously did not happen. So when you then started growing up as a teenager, what did you become? Did you become a rebel?
Yeah. Okay. What happens? Actually, let's put it like this. Architecture is a person to help people build up a blueprint, right? So actually what I'm doing here actually is another shape of form architecture to help you build a blueprint in their life journey, shifting beyond the mind prison, live beyond the suffering of Earth's misery, like a COVID-19. Does it make sense?
Okay. Was that a plan? When did you first get the inkling that this was your destiny? When did you first get the feeling that this is what you wanted to do?
I think is after my early 30, when I reach my dreamed success. I'm a person like to build up the whole life strategy, yeah, and what level of success I want. Then I'm settled, yeah. Then I push myself to reach the success. Then I know I'm happy, comfortably, you can live the comfortable life the rest of your life. You don't need to worry about anything. But point is, when I reached my dreamed success in early 30, I thought my parents should be proud of me and should be very happy, because not only because I was the provider for the family, labor, whatever they want from me, but because I actually put them in my will. Yeah, I put all my documents, my investment, property, bank account, everything, even how they can access all this. Yeah, I put in the safe box, and because I'm living in different place, if I die in a sudden, they will not be able to access. Maybe this all disappear, and also I was a frequent airline passenger, so I worry if I die in sudden. So I have all the insurance, and I decided to give all this, put in the document, to give my parents. And my friends told me, don't do it. Your parents do not love you. If you show them, everything will change. I told her, if I don't show them, how they know if I suddenly die, how they can access my assets? I have to do it. I said, even what you said is right. I wanted to prove. I want to see if when they say it, what will happen. I like test people, I don't want to have judgmental, subjective judgment. I want to see the truth. That's the only thing how you can see the truth. You can see the truth only we show them. It's really changed. Although I experienced from childhood since birth, my mom tried to drown me to death. And every day she abused me physically, emotionally, mentally, and expressed her regrets for not drown me to death. Yeah, basically I was not wanted. It's a burden to the family. So I was living in.
Angela, may I ask, was that, were you born in China mainland?
Yeah, I was born in China. China is a country of my birth. Australia is a country of my choice.
Yeah.
And the reason I choose to change my nationality is also to not to make my parents, not to give parents a chance to harass me in an unreasonable way. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the setting was of your youth, because that would have been the one-child policy in China, and
the old time there's no one child policy.
I see. Okay.
As possible. Yeah.
Right.
And then that's old time.
Yeah.
And then when what happens when I invite my parents come over, and basically every day you paid and luxury, expense. They don't want to even eat at home. Every day you need to take them to the expensive restaurant, 5-star hotel restaurant. And I actually invite them to come over deliberately on my father's birthday. Yeah. And then I give these documents. They said, no, we don't need that. You take care of yourself. But when they arrived home, things changed. At the moment, since they saw it, they cannot wait. I told them don't open it until things happen. They just open it. Then really situation changed. That every time they talk to you on phone, you just can feel it. They were so angry. They think it's their assets, and you are there because you didn't die. You alive. They cannot access their assets. Yes.
Okay. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, even before they wanted to sell me to the forced marriage, I escaped home, and they won't sell me to the Air Force hierarchy, officials. I expect home. They also complain about me have a boyfriend. Yeah, I had a boyfriend in England, and said, no, we have colleagues, they married a foreigner, then how much money the foreigner give to them? I said, no, I said, we are young, we cannot give you that money, Yeah, how you can ask my fiance to give you that money? I said, if that foreigner have that money, then that person must sell drugs. My parents said, at least they give the parents this kind of money. I said, are you seeing you won't sell your daughter to a drug dealer regardless of what might happen to her, and you can get the money? I said, am I your daughter? Even like that, I still do my best to please them. Yeah. And then you never really see what's happened until that moment. And then that moment, I feel myself living in the I lie in bed, I live in the luxury property, but I felt homeless. But we human beings living in the situation, we like to be loved, accepted by the family, and we do things for our beloved one. Yeah. And then suddenly you recognize, okay, you every year, every day you serve them since your birth, that at the end, when you reach your top success, you think they will be proud of you because they always said they won't be proud of you again, another level. Then suddenly you recognize, oh no, they were angry with you. They don't feel proud. You need to be there so they can get their assets. Now, really, that feeling is it's like you suddenly feel the end of the world. Then you suddenly see, now you should face the reality. Reality is they don't want you. And also, even when I was 18, my parents triggered the emotion of my siblings and disfigured me on my face. And you don't see the scar here, but here I still have a scar when I was 18. It's very interesting. They triggered her emotion. Yeah. And then I knew they triggered her emotion. I was thinking, why you do this? Then one day, one of my siblings walked behind me when we were at the dining table. I saw she tried to pick up the food behind me because sometimes, she picked up the board and reach out. So I lower my head. That saved me. Otherwise, the card will never disappear because I low down, and then the card, is slide. They slip to here. So here is a scar, still scar here. That's over how many years? Over, I'm 50. I am 50. How long ago? So I continue serve them, love them, I forgive them. So point is, how could possible I can forgive parents or family members who did things wrong to me? Because I'm working on the mind power, on the unconscious mind. I didn't work on emotion. Working on emotion doesn't solve my problem. Because I was always asked why I'm treated like this. Why other boys and girls are not treated like this? So my whole life journey in the first 20, 30 years, I was searching why what's happening. Go to another level. Then when this happens, I told myself, no, I need to let them know. Don't tell me because I'm your blood and I should be slaved. And I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest children. Why I'm the one? The other sister brothers, why I'm the one be slaved? I want to show them, don't tell me because I'm your blood, so I have to serve you. So that's the time I really start seriously check all the charities, before, yes, I do charity, but not to this point. And I told myself, I will let them know they will get nothing from me if they don't behave right. But even I say that to myself. But later on, I still settle down my parents. I still give them the money. I even donated big money, sum of money to a temple that I knew what might happen after their death. Yeah. So because they connected with Buddhism. Yeah. So I found a temple near where they are, and I know when they die, they bury in that area. So I find the best temple there. I donated bigger sum of money in their name. And my parents got so angry. But before, since my childhood, I saw they go to the temple praying, donate a little bit. But the money I donate in their name is far more than what they spend in the whole life. They were so angry. They said, how dare you donate in my name? I didn't ask. You can keep this name and money, give the money to me. You know, how crazy it is.
Mm.
That's what happened. Even doing that, I said I do that because I know if I give to you, you will not do it. But I do it because I worry after you die. Yeah, we were going to die anyhow. Where you were heading to, because they know reincarnation. Yeah, they said, and she said, even I become a ghost, I will haunting you. I will going to haunt you. How evil is that? How evil is that? And although, my birth, I share with you, my birth date on my passport is not even my birth date. And when I was 18, I didn't know why it happens. My record is not my real birthday. My parents were so pissed off with my birth. I never got any candy on my birthday. Normally, every year before, a couple of days before my birthday, my mom started telling me how much she suffered because of my birth. So I was in the pattern. Okay, my birthday is my apology day. So I need to do more housework, settle down her emotion. But every time when their birthday comes, they remind you need to give them whatever they want. But I was the only child treated like this. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Of course, later I recognize I might be not the daughter of my father. I believe it. Yeah. And then my mom also was so angry, and she even put her hair in the letter and post to who? She post to my community office. Every officer in the community all saw the letter. My parents accused me not a good daughter. Can you see that? Who parents would do this? And my point is, she didn't put the hair of my father, because I said I wonder who is my real father. If you check the DNA, yeah, with her hair, of course I'm her daughter. She's so mean. She will not treat the others. And I talked to her. I said, why I say that? Because I heard your possible love affair with others. Who is my father, real father? She ignored it. She didn't even want to listen. So I believe my mother, the reason my mother chased me, have all this kind of issue with me, because she has a secret, but she want to hide it in the wrong way. Yeah, but that also means she triggered by her emotion. Yeah,
Absolutely.
And her unconscious mind is also controlled by invisible forces, and she will just be the victim. Yeah, and then attack me. And also my father is a person who really shows very good, high reputation. Everyone loves him. Yeah, a decent person, but inside he was so angry. I believe he was so angry. He has a wife who have give him some doubts, because his mother wants him to divorce the wife, and then created the trouble. Yeah, and also this is the reason my granny didn't want to take care of me. My granny from my father's side. It's so funny, but as a person, who needs to keep the good face, yeah, decent face, he cannot show this out, because in old time you lose face anyhow. But he definitely doubt. I remember when I was, I guess, that time I might be 3 years old. My father was holding my other sisters and playing and in front of me. I deliberately look into his eye. I was searching his eyes. I want him to look at me. My eyes tell him, Dad, can you hug me? I want you to hug me. I want you to love me. Why you never touch me? Why you never talk to me? My father looked me back with very cold eyes. He said, I know you have a pain. Yeah, and actually I want you to suffer. And our eyes look at each other for long time, couple of minutes. And he deliberately looked into me to hurt me, use her eyes to cut me in pieces. So until I saw I have no hope, he has no interest to take care of me, love me, hug me. Then I gave up. Horrible.
Wow.
How could possible survive from this kind of situation? And I was forced to sleep in the bed with all the bugs from the rice pot. What happens in old time? When the material is not rich like nowadays, and the family buy all the rice, they bought, put in the rice pot and they put under your bed because the rats want to eat the rice. But they can put a lid, bigger lid, and with a stone on it. Yeah, put somewhere else. They don't need to put under my bed, but they put under my bed because I'm there, so rats will not come. And then all the bugs all flying inside and out in my crib and crowding around me. You can imagine a little toddler was sleeping and was so tired, was asleep. They smell this vomit smelling from bugs. They worry the bugs get into your ear. What happens to you? You have to consciously be aware. Even you are in deep sleep, you make sure when bugs come into your ear, you can get rid of it. And you shouldn't addicted or connected with your emotion. Otherwise, you will get angry. You maybe want revenge. Yeah. And then also you need to find out how you survive, how you can live in this situation. That's exactly why I survived, why I didn't connect it with any mental health issue, because I was not in the position like many others. Either they suffer, be the victim, yeah, have anger, or try to revenge. Because I think of maybe around 2, when one day my mom beat me so painful. I so painful. I look back to her and my eyes is angry. I saw when I showed that, and my mom's eyes response from my eyes. My mom's eyes is like she want to kill me. Then I reckon, oh my God, I better stop. Otherwise, I will be killed. That's also reason I worry they put a poison in my food, because they are the doctor. They can really do it. Yeah. That's why I'm very suspicious. I'm a person take a very proactive approach. I want to check everything, make sure no risk. That's where this come from. If your parents, put you in the situation, you always, try to check if everything is safe, no mistake. Otherwise, you will be dead. Then you also tell yourself, they told me you are zero, you're nobody, blah, blah, blah. Then you tell yourself, no, I'm not what you said. I know who I am. You don't want buying that. But when you are integrate with them, deal with them, you have to follow what they said, because they are the boss. What you can do. Now, like my parents even tell me every day how much money they spend on me. I'm the only one at home do not really have the same quality, the clothes quality like other brother, sister. I never have the toy. I never have a toy. All other brothers, sisters, parents, okay, buy them instruments, learn something. Yeah. I look at them, I want it, but I dare not even ask, because I knew even I asked doesn't work. So I didn't ask.
I absolutely understand how you nowadays can set yourself aside and deal with the emotions and deal with what is bringing out the emotions. It's interesting for me to listen to you, because there are a lot of emotions coming out there. You have just lived through a lot of experiences in the last few minutes that are clearly there and hurting, and potentially could be hurting you. And whilst this is just one second, this is not a contest, but we all have our traumas, and I had my traumas, and I didn't respond like you. I responded with resentment. I responded with anger. I responded with depression. So where did we two go differently?
Okay, I put like this. Okay. At the moment when I share my story, I'm share the story in a way to connect with your audience so they can go back with my journey. So all emotions is energy, yeah? If I don't put my energy in the way to let the audience touch it, they don't feel the same way I feel. Does it make sense?
Please, absolutely. Yeah. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful. What the question that arises for me is, why did you not seek solace in drugs, alcohol? Yeah. Why did you not start gambling in order to forget about everything, and you can just drown your mind in something?
Yes, that happens because in my childhood, especially put like this, in old time, and we are in the situation you have no resources. You can say I have no candy. Of course, you have no chance to take anything, yeah, drugs or alcohol. But point is, when I was 6, one day my father asked all the kids, come over. I thought, oh, it's good luck day. I could get a candy or something. Then he started open a notebook. Very, very well protected and expensive notebook in old time. He started to read destiny of each kid. I shocked. So I would listen. I didn't really understand about me, yeah, because I was only 6, but I understood one thing. One of my siblings, the old sisters, will have a miserable life after 40. Everyone look at her, is like, oh, bad luck, and her face looks so innocent and naive. It's like vulnerable. Okay, what I can do? If I will be slaughtered, I cannot do anything. I just, wait at the moment, slaughtered. To me, I think, if I know I will be slaughtered, I will kill myself now. Why should I live 30 years to grow up, and at the end, destination is be slaughtered anyhow? No point for me. So if I don't want to kill myself, I don't want to be slaughtered, I need to find a solution. And her face made me so angry. So angry. I said, how dare you? How dare you accept your destiny like this? Actually, I spent, later I was watching her, keep eyes on her, and I really want to save her from the hell, yeah? But later I have to give up. You know what happens to me? I immediately look at my father. I said, how to change destiny? I told myself I need to help her out. If she has no response at all. My father looked at me like an alien. He said, nobody changed destiny. You can see the global world, people talk about, whatever, karma, whatever, that's destiny. We cannot change it. The force, universe, design our destiny.
Yeah. Angela, who wrote that book? Who made up that destiny?
You mean
that book? That's what. Yeah. Who put it in there?
It's like in the Western country, they're also fortune teller, or different philosophy in China too, like I Ching science. Yeah, I end up become the master member of I Ching science society because I want tracking what's going on. Yeah. So that triggered me that my father actually already checked with all these masters checking out. So they were going to follow what he's saying there to deal with the children. So my parents definitely did not understand in the right way. They didn't understand because your emotion on me, how you deal with me, yeah, help me to stay far away from you. It's the opposite. And also what happens, my old sister's miserable journey actually is created by parents. My parents controlled her whole life. That's why I wanted to share the word, how our own emotion can affect others. If we complain about, our children have a problem, no, it's from you. You put your unsolved issue to your children.
So true. Yeah. So true.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when I look at your father, I said, how to change it? My father cannot. Nobody can change it. Then I was thinking, okay, that's like the end of the world to me because I already live in the hell. Yeah. I was already abused, enslaved, discriminate. And if I cannot change, that means at least I will live the rest of my life like this. No way. Although I didn't understand what my future will be, what is written in the notebook. So I told myself, no way, I need help. But who helped me? Nobody put me under their wing. Nobody even look at me. Even have any bit interest. So, but I need to save myself. But how I can save myself when I myself is suffering? So that's the time when I needed to find out what resource I have. Yes, my resource is the whole body. So at every night when nobody bothers me, when parents, of course, especially when parents snore, sleeping, I know it's my time searching. That's the time I found this unconscious mind, the powerhouse. When you ask why I didn't go to addiction or this, because at this time, when I know I have to rely on myself, nobody else I can rely on. And then I recognize I have to find out there must be something I can do, that power. And that's the time I found out the unconscious mind, most people misunderstood, all leaders misunderstood, trap themselves to miserable ending, like Stephen Jobs, all these billionaires. And also on the side, besides my personal, suffering at home with my parents, and every day I follow my doctor parents to their daily routine, dealing with patients because they are doctors. My father's side is 10th generation herbal medicine family. Yeah. And while they're Western doctor, every day I saw the rich people, powerful, the vulnerable, the poor, farmers, doctors, everyone suffered the same way. I said, even I'm abused every day at home, there are no difference. There are no difference from me. So my childhood is like a mini nature of the whole universe, Earth's misery. What people worry now about COVID-19 or the Earth's misery or the Third World War, might happen. I already saw that from my childhood. I saw all the doctors fighting with each other because at that time was a cultural revolution in China. Every doctors can be accused, have a possibility to get accused, put in the jail, put on the stage, being beaten. Absolutely. That's also the reason my parents was in a very stressful situation. And they have anger from themselves, and besides what I suspect, which is possibly true, that my mother had an affair with someone else, and because my father was at the beginning, my father was not in the same city, But the point is, in that situation, social situation, my parents suffers tremendously. They cannot put their emotion to their colleagues, their peers, anyone outside. Otherwise, they can be trapped and knocked in the jail, And the only way they can release their stress is someone they know is safe. That's their children, someone vulnerable at home. So they choose me. They chose me. I was the chosen one. I think one reason I was tolerant, I still love my parents, is because I was observer. I was observing what's going on because I was following doctor parents. I see the arguments, debates, and fight between doctors, patients, everyone. So I can see parents suffering. I can feel I understood their pain. I was happy to release their stress on me. I just had that nature. That's one reason. And the other reason I recognize that when I try to get angry with them, my body feel uncomfortable. I can feel the energy, the muscles start, getting tired. I don't like the feeling inside the body, the energy, anger. I don't like that energy. That make me so uncomfortable. I think because nobody play with me. I was never with other kids in the playground. So I focused on inside me. So my body was very sensitive. I can feel the energy raise in the body, whatever emotion connect. And I was observing my parents and patients, how their body react. Pain react with emotion. So I was in a very privileged situation. And that's actually saved me. Then I recognize nobody I can rely on. I have to find out inside myself. And what I recognize is every time every night when I release my body's tension or all this fear, uncertainty, I recognize when I can feel the energy, negative or the worries. I actually grab it. And be part of me. Then second day, nothing happened. I still call mom, dad, Then my parents also look at me. How could it possible they beat me so heavily? I still call them dad and mom. Nothing happened. And one of colleagues, my mother work with, who sit opposite her. You know what she told my mother? She said, all your children, this daughter will be different. She will have the different life that anyone else. He will achieve whatever other people cannot achieve, or what other children cannot achieve. My mom didn't understand. And then my parents always use, they try to what is called blackmail me. Yeah, it's like, okay, if you don't do this, I do this. My father threatened me to remove me from family tree. They triggered me. They tell me lie. They say, no, please trust us. We do love you. That's after the early 30s. Yeah, we do love you. Come back home. We do love you, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I will trust you once more. I will come back. But I knew they want me back because they want my money. I knew that. So I already prepared my credit card. I prepared enough cash. And I said, okay, I will test you again. I go in there, just a couple of hours. My father took out another notebook, tell me, yeah, they redecorated, rebuilt the cemetery of grandparents or this, and tell me how much money I need to pay. I felt so cold. I told myself, haven't ever you really learned how to deal with me, get more money from me? Why cannot you wait overnight and let me calm down? You will get more. I was thinking this. My father saw I didn't respond immediately. He won. He came back, said, if you don't do it, we were going to remove you. That moment, I told myself, bloody hell, you think I am going to be, am I proud of myself to be the daughter of your family? Nobody understand what is called a real love. You don't have the attributes of loving. You are not a loving person. I'm going to remove myself from you. That's what I told myself. That's why I don't have a legal Chinese name. Especially I changed my nationality. I don't bloody have Chinese name anymore. That's the reason. Do you see that?
Wow. It is, you went through one trauma after the other. And it is amazing that from such an early childhood age onwards, you had developed the insight how things are happening and how you became a very keen observer. And that's, of course, intriguing. I often have that argument with myself because I have had PTSD or I have PTSD. And I see it at times, it was a burden, but at times PTSD is a gift because it made me be aware of my situation. So I always choose to sit with the back against the wall in a restaurant, and I know where the exits are. And some people try to say, oh, that's a really bad thing. Not really, because I actually like to be prepared. I like to know what is going on. And so whilst there was trauma in my past, some of it has actually been very transformative and actually created in me a new awareness, a new thing that I actually embrace. And I think with you, there is very much the same theme coming through, that you became such a keen observer of yourself deep inside, as well as of others. And I put it to you that your success, your financial success and your willingness to move into another country, all that is because you are a keen observer and you can see people for what they really are. You can see what drives another person. You can see, I think you actually have got, some people would call it a magic intuition, but it's not magic intuition. You have learned to read people. You have learned to look out instinctively at their micro expressions, at their way. So I think you have become a human lie detector, because people have lied to you so many times. So
I think since birth I learned to read people's unconsciousness, so I can easily forgive people. Because when you read people subconsciously, you see their emotion to you. You want revenge, you want to fight back. But I read further, which is 80% of the unconscious mind. That's why I understand people. I understand that's not, although they have an emotion, but the emotion is triggered by other things.
Absolutely.
Well, I forgive people. I normally, when people get angry with me, I don't get angry with them. I can even, still talking to them, make them really think maybe, oh, I put too high to them. Doesn't matter to me, because I see the lower level, deep level, or in their mind, what the suffering. I can see the suffering. I can understand them. And also come to the trauma. I put like this. We can go through the traumatic situation, catastrophic events, but doesn't mean that we trapped in trauma. So trauma is the solid state showing in the medical world, the psychiatry world. Yeah, that means all symptoms are stabilized, so they can easily diagnose. Traumatic, does that make sense?
Oh, very much so.
And also, if we bind the words trauma, if we bind the words depression, even you are diagnosed, and then you tell yourself, I am diagnosed with trauma, PTSD, depression, then you tell yourself, because you have that, you have to show you have all the checklist that actually enhance the suffering. Does that make sense now?
No, it is. I see your point. It can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like the prophecy, the destiny that was written down.
That's right. It's like you confirm yourself. Yes, I have that. Then because you know you have that, then you have to show the symptom. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And for some people, that is actually true. This is where people are unable to move out of the victim role, out of the depression role, out of that. It is because they have to take action. They have to take responsibility. They have to actually, action. It is the action that is necessary.
That's right. That's right. And the people always, the reason people are not able to get rid of that, because they choose to be the victim. As a victim, there are many benefits, because we can use that benefits as a victim to get advantage from society, from other people. Yeah, especially in country like Australia, American, or this rich country. If you are diagnosed a mentally health issue, you are on medication, you can get a welfare. Yeah, and that's also the reason why many people do not have the motivation to get rid of that. One reason. And some people, they try to, but they are not really positioning themselves to be the warrior. If they position them the warrior, then they learn how to get rid of that. Yeah. So that's exactly what happened in my childhood. That's why I never accumulate all the emotional suffering, mental suffering to the point that I become the patient. I never. because I need to get rid of that on the spot, because I don't like that beat feeling, because I observe how parents suffering, how other people, neighbors suffering. I said, bloody hell, I don't like that. So if I live in like that, it's like I live in the hell every day, every moment. That's a horrible feeling. And I can also even fear, when one day, I think, that's when I was eight, or I guess maybe 10, when my mom abused me. She tried to abuse you, make you so painful. It's like use an invisible knife, cut you in pieces. And I can feel in a sudden, and I feel the pain in my heart. I can feel the energy, that goes in through like you can feel it's like a land suddenly crash, that you can see the gaps start opening. I can feel that in my heart. I told myself, I need to working on another level and take over the power and still love them. And I also see my parents, my parents always fight with each other, argue with each other. And I saw what is behind. So I always help their relationship. Yeah. And they knew it, but they didn't see anything. I didn't need they give me recognition, but I want them love each other. That's what I did as a child. I was the only child that did that. I remember one day my parents was fighting each other because the furniture need to do the painting. Then my mother said, no, you can go to get rid of this. And then my father said, okay, I will go to tell the carpenter. He was so angry, go out. I said, oh my God, but the furniture need to be finished. Yeah, need to assemble and finish it. And the project cannot pause. Then I said, they don't want to compromise. So I was thinking, what should I do? What should I do? Because carpenter need to come tomorrow anyhow. So I got the idea. I run out and call my dad. I said, Mom, tell me to tell you need to come back and blah, blah, blah. My father came back. My mom even didn't know I did that. But maybe they later find out that she didn't say that. My father will maybe come back. Oh, you told me come back. My mother said, I didn't tell you to come back. Maybe they think, who did that? Of course, it's me. I always do this behind them to help them out. But they always pretend they didn't. They didn't. It's not my, what I did. But doesn't matter.
Angela, you strike me as a woman of tremendous power. So you've learned to read people, and you're always on guard. And I live my life in the same way, in a positive way, on guard, in a positive way, prepared. But there are times when you need to switch that off. There are times when Angela needs to rest. How do you switch that? How do you switch your mind, your lie detector? How do you switch that off?
That's a good point. I share with you. I recognize one thing. If we always on guard, we maybe feel too tired, right? We cannot rest. But when we rest, suddenly some risk coming. You lost awareness. So in my childhood, I trained my mind work simultaneously. Because, for example, I need to really observe my parents' behavior. I need to scan them 24/7. So I need to prepare myself, protect myself 24/7. That's what happens in our unconscious mind. The universe uses invisible power, forces working on us 24/7. Even when I'm sleeping. That's also why so many people who have a panic attack describe they can control when they have consciousness running the business, but suddenly woke up at midnight. So when you have a rest at midnight and the other forces working on you, you have a panic attack. So we have to be 24/7. That's exactly what I practiced at childhood. I wanted to make sure I can rest at the time when I was on guard, simultaneously from different dimensions. For example, when I'm sleeping, if I do not have awareness, what if the bugs get into my ear? But I need sleep. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I was not in the luxury situation that I'm I can, pause, relax, then act again. But let's talking about the soldiers in PTSD caught up in the war, right? They learn how to protect themselves, armed, and be ready to respond. Yeah, but meanwhile they have the panic, traumatic, all these things. Why that happened? Why that happened? Is because they're working on the emotional level. That's why so many soldiers suffer PTSD, cannot get rid of that, and end up with suicide. But they can easily get rid of PTSD when they understand how the unconscious mind works. And there's so many soldiers they're talking about that they have a refresh. In the war, be killed and worry. What happens? They actually mixed all different reality. Which you can use the words like a metaphysical word. They confuse between the word seeing with the naked eyes and the other word. And they also do not understand what is triggered that. Once they understand this, that's what I teach. Once they understand, can distinguish, there's no confusion. Like people who have schizophrenia. I have whole family come here to train the schizophrenia. And many healers actually was caught up with schizophrenic. And also people do meditation, have that. And the family came to me because of meditation. They joined the meditation movement, the global movements. They feel good. They introduced to their son in uni, and some feel so good, but soon immediately diagnosed schizophrenia. Why? Because there are different level of reality from different dimension, and the invisible forces working on our unconscious mind through different level. Once we understand how it works in our unconscious mind, we can choose to free from the mind prison. Where all the suffering doesn't exist. It's like a surfer, people who learn surfing, what they need to do, they need to learn how to have the body fixed, and the position, the pose, You need to practice at the beach, not on the water. Otherwise, you kill yourself. Once you have all the foundation, you go to surf. Then you have your surfer coach, the mentor, maybe hold your hands, guide you through. That's exactly what happened in the mental health. How you can get rid of all any suffering, because all different mental health issues basically can divide into different symptoms. Different symptom is a different energy wave. You just need to master how to play with the energy wave, surfing play. Then you are out. There is no mental suffering.
And that's exactly. I love your analogy, because that's exactly the same picture that I use to describe how to deal with negative emotions. For example, an anxiety attack. For example, the need to drink. It's like a wave in the ocean, and you can either surf that wave or body surf or swim that wave, or you can fight that wave. But the wave doesn't care if you want to fight it. No, you need, the emotion will come. It's there.
That's right. Because emotion is energy, and the mind is energy. That's it. And also how you play the energy waves, surfing on the energy wave, is not to follow it to the wrong direction. Is you have the power when you see the energy is going wrong direction, you are able to convert it, go this way, your way.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what happened. And then in the unconscious mind level is that the powerhouse, what other invisible forces working to trigger your emotional wave. And that invisible energy is the power working on you, then what you do, you take over the control. It's my mind. I'm the master. It's my territory. Why the hell you take that over? I'm going to in charge. So when I'm talking about a fight, you need to be the fighter, a warrior. It's fighting inside your mind. It's not fighting about your demo. Your demo is the energy wave go to the wrong direction you don't want. Yeah. That's just the result, the consequence. You need to find in the powerhouse, other forces try to working on you. You need to take the drive. You need to take the lead. You need to be the leader. You are going to go lead the energy wave the way you want.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And we have got the power, but many of us don't have the awareness that we have the power. So we need to learn to read ourselves. We need to learn to see what is happening amongst us. And I think, Angela, you have mastered that by necessity at a very early stage. And here you are nowadays actually offering others the opportunity to go on a journey with you, so to speak. So you are helping others. So if what we have spoken about today, if that rings a bell, where can people find you?
Okay, they can find me from the website passtoliberty.com, where they can access the training video and also my book, Path to Liberty. Maybe you will see another name, the Liberty in My Prison, that cover everything, physical health, emotional health, mental health, cover wealth, success, basically cover everything need to cover. I do my best to cover, everything we need to know. And also, I also have a chapter talking about COVID-19, because people suffer tremendously because of the COVID-19 fear, which is not necessary at all. It all comes because we don't understand how our unconscious mind works. Once we understand the magic power in that space, and you know how to take over the control, regain the lost territory, you're free.
It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And guys, look down there into the description of the podcast and of the video, because you've got all the links in there to Angela's amazing work. So Angela, I'm absolutely stunned, actually, because I knew what you're about, but I didn't know the background, how you developed your skills and your abilities to help others in such a way. Now that you have been so honest with me and with my viewers and listeners, thank you so much. It is, I see the power that emanates from you, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful feeling there. So well done. And thank you so much for being out there, for helping others, and by sharing your story and by sharing your darkness at times, and the resolution to not be a victim, the resolution to understand what really drives you, to understand the energy forces and use them to your own advantage and to your own good. And that is the most powerful magic trick that you could possibly ever learn in your life, is it not? So, Angela, thank you so much. One question that intrigues me. If you could go back in a time machine and tell your younger self, send it a message, what would you tell the younger Angela?
Oh, this question actually can brought another talk I share with you. I every year since my childhood, I always review my life experience. Can I do different? And I recognize that's have to be that way, because that come from why I come to the world, how I come here. And if I can see what I should have done right is, if before my birth, Yeah, in my mom's womb, I already know I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Yeah, to come to the wrong place, the wrong family, and I would do differently. That's actually is exactly the reason I'm teaching this. I actually talking about that in my book. Because people maybe wonder why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm sharing the deepest. I tracking what humanity are looking for, but most of us are afraid to find out. Yeah, because the journey I go through is not easy.
Yeah.
I actually have gone through many times. Many times I was facing the life-threatening moment. I decided took my risk of my life to find out the truth. Yeah. And then in my book, I talk about the detail, why I'm tapping that. And also what I'm doing now is to make sure every day I generate all the power needed at the moment when I leave my body, at the moment when I die. So I never have any regrets for my life, because you talk about we needed to check if we are doing.
No, not regrets. Regret is a negative thing. It's not necessarily a negative thing. On the contrary, I'm more thinking, what would I have told myself in the past? And in all fairness, it is every single time I ask myself the question, something else comes in my mind. But all in all, I am grateful for my past. I'm grateful for my suffering because it taught me a lot. So personally, would I send anything back? I'm not so sure that I would, actually, because without what has happened in the past, I wouldn't be the person that I am now. Okay. And so that is my own take on things, Angela.
From this angle, I told myself, I'm so grateful that I have experienced ongoing catastrophic events that most people have no chance to go through, because put all together, basically it's like you put so many people's tragic experience put together, then it's mine, right? But if not because that, I would not be able to push myself, urge myself to find the deepest truth, the highest truth that I need to know. And there's so many people in the world that want to know, but for many reasons, because of fear, we are, there's a fear culture. We are not able to tap into that. So I'm now I think I am on mission. I have to share what I know, what I explore to the world. So those people who are looking for the answer, which I already have, so they can shift in their life quality to another level.
Absolutely.
And I'm so thankful for even now. I always, in my book, I also have a gratitude for my parents, for my beloved one. They made who I am. Everyone who looks, who maybe think negative about me, or even strangers, they give me a negative look, whatever look, or positive look, doesn't matter, all contribute to who I am now and in the future. So I actually told another spiritual leader, in American, I said, I'm going to submissive to the word. I told him, because I recognize now people are suffering, and then if people suffering, it's hard for you to tell people, okay, sorry, this is you can understand this way better. I'd rather be submissive to the whole world, to let other people feel good. So I can calm them down. I can serve them, make them feel they are nurtured.
No, that's
a position I am in.
And it's a beautiful position. Angela, thank you so much for coming onto my show. I truly appreciate it and loved your insights. And you're a powerhouse. And Mind Power Magic is the perfect description there. So no, thank you so much for being on my show.
It's my pleasure to be here and serve your audience and serve your show.
Wonderful.
And I love everyone, and let's spread love and make it more contagious over the coronavirus. I want to give this quote. That's a quote I created because people need comfort and need
please, and love. And that's a question. Hey guys out there, I mean, what is the one thing that you can do right now? Right now, you switch off that interview and you think, what can you do? Which little action can you take right now to make this world a little bit better? You could look after yourself and take a deep breath in and then just look after, start with a breath. That's a good start. And then maybe hydrate, and then maybe find your significant other and give him, her, it a big kiss. Something like that. Make this world a better place, because it bloody well needs to right now at this moment in time. And that's what Angela and I are all about. So Angela, thank you so much. And you guys out there, look after yourself. Bye.
Take care. Bye, everyone. I love you all.
Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dream comes.